Did you know that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit? But what if I told you that you could create a new habit in just a few minutes? In this video, I'll show you how to use B.J. Fogg's Tiny Habits method to create lasting change in your life. B.J. Fogg, a behavior scientist at Stanford University, has spent decades studying how habits work. In his book, Tiny Habits, he shares his breakthrough method for building lasting habits quickly and easily. The key to Fogg's method is to start small. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire life at once, focus on one tiny habit at a time. For example, you might start by flossing your teeth for 1 minute every day. Once that habit becomes automatic, you can gradually increase the difficulty or duration. Fogg's method is based on the science of behavior change. It takes into account the 3 factors that are essential for forming any new habit: motivation, ability, and prompt. Motivation is your desire to change. It's what drives you to take action. Ability is your confidence that you can actually change. It's based on your skills, knowledge, and resources. Prompt is a cue that triggers you to perform a behavior. It can be something internal, like a thought or feeling, or something external, like a time of day or a location. Fogg's method provides a simple framework for creating new habits. By focusing on small, achievable goals and using prompts to remind yourself to take action, you can make lasting changes to your life. Here are a few examples of tiny habits that you can try. Floss your teeth for 1 minute every day. Drink 1 glass of water before breakfast. Go for a 10-minute walk after lunch. Read for 15 minutes before bed. These are just a few examples, but the possibilities are endless. The key is to find something that you are motivated to do and that you can realistically achieve. Once you've chosen a tiny habit, start by doing it for just a few days. Once it becomes easy, gradually increase the frequency or duration. With a little effort, you can use Fogg's method to create lasting habits that will improve your life. The science of habits. Habits are powerful routines that shape our lives. They can be good or bad, but they all have one thing in common: they're hard to break. So how do we create new habits and stick to them? According to B.J. Fogg, a behavior scientist at Stanford University, there are 3 key factors that are essential for forming any new habit. 1. Motivation. This is your desire to change. It's what drives you to take action. 2. Ability. This is your confidence that you can actually change. It's based on your skills, knowledge, and resources. 3. Prompt. This is a cue that triggers you to perform a behavior. It can be something internal, like a thought or feeling, or something external, like a time of day or a location. For example, let's say you want to start flossing your teeth every day. Your motivation might be to improve your oral health. Your ability might be your knowledge of how to floss and your access to floss. And your prompt might be seeing your toothbrush in the morning. If all 3 of these factors are in place, you're more likely to succeed in forming a new habit. However, there are also some common challenges that people face when trying to create new habits. One challenge is a lack of motivation. It's easy to get excited about a new habit at first, but it can be hard to maintain that excitement over time. Another challenge is a lack of ability. Sometimes, we simply don't have the skills or knowledge we need to change our behavior. And finally, we can all be tripped up by a lack of prompts. If we don't have a clear reminder to do something, it's easy to forget. So how can we overcome these challenges and create lasting change? One way is to use B.J. Fogg's Tiny Habits method. The Tiny Habits method is a simple, step-by-step approach to creating new habits. The first step is to choose a tiny habit. This should be something that is so small and easy that you can't say no to it. For example, you might start by flossing 1 tooth every day. Once you've chosen a tiny habit, the next step is to create a plan for how you're going to do it. This plan should include the behavior you want to change, the cue that will trigger you to do it, the reward you'll give yourself for doing it. Finally, you need to take action. The most important thing is to just start. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on doing your tiny habit consistently. Over time, the small changes will add up and you'll create lasting change in your life. Creating tiny habits. Now that you know the science behind habits, let's talk about how to create tiny habits. The first step is to choose the right habits to start with. Here are a few tips. Start small. Don't try to change too much at once. Choose something that is important to you. This will make it more likely that you'll stick with it. Make sure it's something you can do consistently. If it's too difficult, you're less likely to succeed. Once you've chosen your tiny habits, the next step is to create a plan for how you're going to do them. Here are a few tips. Set a specific goal. What do you want to achieve? Break down your goal into small steps. This will make it seem less daunting. Create a schedule. When are you going to do your tiny habits? Find a support system. Tell your friends and family about your goals and ask for their help. Finally, you need to take action. The most important thing is to just start. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on doing your tiny habits consistently. Maintaining tiny habits. Creating new habits is hard, but maintaining them is even harder. There will be times when you slip up. That's okay. The important thing is to not give up. Here are a few tips for maintaining your tiny habits. Be patient. It takes time to form new habits. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you slip up. Celebrate your successes. This will help you stay motivated. Find a support system. Tell your friends and family about your goals and ask for their help. Here are a few tips for dealing with challenges and setbacks. Don't give up. Everyone slips up from time to time. The important thing is to pick yourself up and keep going. Identify the triggers that cause you to slip up. Once you know what your triggers are, you can start to develop strategies for dealing with them. Find a way to make your habits more enjoyable. If you're not enjoying your habits, you're less likely to stick with them. Reward yourself for your progress. This will help you stay motivated. Finally, remember that it takes time to create lasting change. Don't expect to see results overnight. Just keep at it, and eventually you'll reach your goals. Here are a few tips for turning tiny habits into bigger habits. Gradually increase the difficulty or duration of your tiny habits. Add new tiny habits to your routine. Combine tiny habits into larger habits. With a little effort, you can use the tiny habits method to create lasting change in your life. In conclusion, tiny habits are a powerful tool for creating lasting change in your life. With a little effort, you can use the tiny habits method to achieve your goals and improve your life. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tips on creating and maintaining tiny habits.